Oh, that's another pretty picture. You can see we just got 9 o'clock local time. The scoreboard says 17 degrees. It feels, and that's Celsius, I might add, for those watching on the American Association. Feels a little bit colder than that. That's because of the wind chill. And you can see lots of donuts on the scoreboard. No runs as yet. Both teams scoreless. Both teams with 4 hits. Geelong Korea with the 1 error. Both teams have had their opportunities. Who's going to cash it in? We go back to our play-by-play caller, Eric Bonner.
And who would have thought that on the very first batter of the game, a play at the plate would have been the difference in this right now. Geelong Korea gunned Nick Ward down at the plate. He was trying to hustle around off an Anthony Kirion hit, and this is ripped foul. Jeez. That was the big defensive moment in the game, although the Giants had a big one too. Back in the 5th inning, there was a runner on second, runner on third, 2 outs, and Geelong Korea knocked a ball that Liam Spence at short had to move well to his right, throw off his back foot all the way across the diamond to gun out the runner and keep 1, maybe 2 runs off the board. Both starting pitchers, excellent. Starlin Castillo for the Adelaide Giants and Yu Ju-sung for Geelong Korea. The relief pitchers of Yu-sung Oh and Sihun Oh have been very good for GK as well. And Luke Wilkins, now working into his 3rd inning, has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 strikeouts, a couple flyouts in the infield, and a ground out.
Yeah, and rightfully so, Park Junong has gone and got himself a new bat because I don't think he'd get too far with what was left of the old one.
Park Junong, 21-year-old Kiwoom Heroes prospect, swings through a pitch, and that fastball is locating right now for Luke Wilkins.
Yeah. You suspect this will be his last inning. They bring someone else fresh for the 9th.
Yeah, and you suspect the inning, the leash would be short, not because anything that Wilco's doing, just the game situation. When you have a couple closers and Van Steensel and probably McKillican, the first one off the rank tonight.
We did see Van Steensel out last night, and what was good about last night was that some of the Aussie pitchers who needed a settler, Jason Lott, in particular Josh Tolles and Van Steensel, had a decent outing. You might say, well, that might be the opposition, so be it, but they did the best they could what they had.
Swing and a miss, Luke Wilkins, strikeout number 4.
Park Juan gives us another song and dance after swinging through that one. Might need a bit of coaching on the footwork, I suspect.
Well, it's the 7, 8, 9 batters, and this is where 3 of their 4 hits have come from Kim Kyu-yoon, who's got 1, and then Kim Seo-jin. Yeah. So this is the part of the lineup that's been the most dangerous for Geelong Korea today.
The guy with virtually no baseball experience is 2 for tonight. In the 9-hole as DH. Go figure. Kim Kyu-yoon flew out and singled. I think this is still 3rd time around. Oh, wow. That was close. Oh, and you'll notice that the Koreans, if you look at their helmets, they're not wearing, what do you call it, the chin protector? The bit that sort of goes around from the ear flap now. You see in a lot of American helmets. It's not part of the Geelong Korea nature, and that could have been real nasty. But everyone lives to see another pitch, all the ones.
Laced over towards shortstop. Liam Spence is up to the task. It's 2 down.
And this crowd that's here, they're rugged up and they're engaged in this ball game right now. You could feel the exhale of breath as that second out was given. And this is the wonder kid from, you say he learnt 4 languages. He was homeschooled. He learned how to play baseball via YouTube, or whatever the Korean version of that might be.
A wild story. Just 18 years old. He's now affiliated with the Lotte Giants. Can speak 4 different languages. He's got 2 hits tonight, although on one of his hits there was a base runner in Kim Kyu-hoon who was caught trying to extend to 3rd base. And that took a runner off the base paths. Both teams have had very eerily similar nights. Both teams with 4 hits. Neither teams with a run. Both teams starters go 5. Both teams' relief pitching has been excellent so far. Both teams have left runners on the bases in key moments.
And they've had decent production from the lower half of the lower third of the order. So Wilkins a strike away, maybe, from sending us scoreless to the 9th.
Swing and a miss. And Luke Wilkins, 4 strikeouts. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 strikeouts, no hits, no walks, and barely anything hit out of the infield.
Well, and unlike some other ones where they've been 3 up, 3 down, actually nobody got on during that process. To the 9th we go. Strap yourselves in. ondemand.baseball.com.au bringing Saturday night action in the Australian Baseball League.
Yeah, this has been a tense game from start to finish, and we head to the bottom of the 8th, and the Giants know that if they can score a run here in front of their home fans, they will bring the closer in and try to shut things down.
We've got another final, Eric. If you don't want to know, block your ears. Canberra Cavalry were given their destiny in their hands when Brisbane beat Auckland in the second game, and Canberra responded by being shut out by the Sydney Blue Sox 4-0, having won the opening match. What does that mean? Northeast Division. It means Brisbane have the #1 seed locked up. It means Auckland tomorrow at 8:30 Adelaide time. They win, they're in. Canberra can only spectate. If Brisbane beat Auckland, the destiny goes back to Canberra. If they win, they're in. If no one wins, Auckland are in. I think I've covered all the scenarios.
Meanwhile, in Adelaide, the Giants win. They are the Southwest Division champions, and they will host a 3-game prelim. If they lose, well, then it goes down to the final day to determine who will be hosting next week, and things get very complicated.
And if you have just joined us, you've been out, you've been under a rock.
Pitchers duel, defense duel, no runs here in the 8th.
Opportunities not taken care of. The only thing decided so far, Perth are in the playoffs. They walked off Melbourne in the 7th with a Tim Kennelly home run with 2 outs.
Anthony Kirion, the Philadelphia Phillies prospect, 26 years old, a late signing to join the professional ranks, has really had a breakout winter season. Takes a pitch from Se-Hun Oh.
Probably going to mispronounce this, but from Bromont, Quebec, which is between Montreal and Sherbrooke, not too far from the American border with the state of Vermont, known for its skiing. Apparently, Eric.
2 for 2 with a walk tonight. Breaks out of a 1 for 15 slump, and he has been the shortlist candidate for the MVP of the Adelaide Giants this season.
Yeah.
It's not a home run hitting night. Balls have been swallowed up in the air. And what a great located pitch, way off speed, and already had 1-2.
I mean, it's an interesting one. In seasons past, and we've been here when it's been struggle street for Adelaide, this would be their last weekend and everyone would leave on Monday. Not this year. So you never actually have an end of season awards, do you? Because everyone takes off
Goes
very
back
quickly.
to spring training, yeah.
Yep.
2-2 count coming into Kirion. A nervy at bat. He's going to work himself full. And Kirion will just be sitting on something here, looking to drive it. Otherwise, he'll likely be standing on first base. Huge pitch coming for Oh Se-Hun.
Yeah. Lead off on is huge.
Well, the Giants now have got the leadoff runner on in 5 different occasions, but they haven't scored a run. What can they do here? In the 7th inning, they had the runner on second and no outs, and runner on third with 1, couldn't score. Runner on second with 1 out in the 6th, couldn't score. Runner on first in the 5th, the leadoff runner, couldn't score. Bases loaded in the 3rd, couldn't score. And in the 1st, Nick Ward got tagged out at the plate. The Giants have been banging at the door, and a guy that's knocked down a lot of doors in his time as a Giant is this guy, Rickson Wingrove. Big time bat with a penchant for the dramatic.
Yes, it's not the 9th, even though I pretended it was a little earlier. Apologies. And that's where Rickson often does his best work.
And he launches one that is going to go well foul, so it'll be a 1-1 count. For Geelong Korea, they got to be mindful that Jordan McArdle is scheduled to bat if it gets to him. I mean, Wingrove, Lattimore, then McArdle, and he's swinging the hottest bat in the Australian Baseball League.
Yep, and there is, well, some movement in the Geelong Korea, and even this is a little bit different.
And that's one of their best arms as well. Taeun's been consistent all year. Wingrove.
The Geelong Korea tradition, and it's been since year one, is that this is about development of players, and if a pitcher gets in strife, they're not pulled automatically. Usually they're left to deal with it, hence why you see some really high ERAs when they can't do so. The fact that they're warming up means Geelong Korea are going for the win.
Yeah, they can feel the meaning of this game, and when you get in something like this, you jump on it. Wingrove, though, taking pitches, and he's going to have a very good hitter's count. Huge pitch coming up here for the Hanwha Eagles arm. It's the second left-handed arm GK have used today, their third pitcher of the day. What can Wingrove do? Takes a pitch. It wasn't the pitch that he wanted. He was hunting something, otherwise he wasn't going to swing.
Second straight at bat, we got ourselves.
Wingrove is aboard. 2 runners on and nobody out.
Relative to the first 2 games, I've only got Geelong Korea giving up 3 walks in the first 7 innings. That's 4 and 5. It's been their Achilles heel all season.
Well, the Adelaide Giants have missed that clutch performance in the middle of the lineup. They've had a few guys here and there, but they brought over Quincy Lattimore for a 3rd stint with Adelaide, a 4th time in the Australian Baseball League. And you ask what Quincy was asked to come over and do, and he says, I'm here to drive in runs. Quincy Lattimore has stepped up in huge moments all season long. He's had a penchant for the dramatic, and right now he's got a potential winning run at second, certainly the go-ahead run. And this is the biggest at-bat of the season for Quincy Lattimore.
Leads the Giants with 30 RBIs.
Showing bunt. Lays down a perfect one. They can't get the lead runner. Lattimore is retired, and that is a veteran at-bat. Selfless batting from Quincy Lattimore, who will give the Giants 2 cracks at it, including a hot bat in Jordan McArdle to move a run just with a fly ball. And I think we're going to get a pitching change as well.
Yeah.
And that is Quincy Lattimore, who's 0 for 3, likes to get on base. He's sacrificing that opportunity to move the base runners over, knowing the moment of the day. And there you go, Geelong Korea, like you said, Phil, taking their pitcher out of the game.
That's
very
relatively unusual, but it's a moment again. And that's where sometimes, look, box scores are huge. Lots of people study them and read a game based on the box score. And just down the bottom in really tiny print, you'll see sack, Q Lattimore. And that's why you've got to read the whole box score, because that is, I mean, yes, it's an out given. That's as good as a hit. And it gives the Giants, as you said, Eric, 2 cracks at breaking this deadlock.
And Geelong Korea are going to bring in their best pitcher. It's Kim Tae-hyun. He's 30 years old. He's with the NC Dinos, and he's pitched in 7 seasons in the KBO with an ERA in the mid-4s. But this season in the Australian Baseball League, he's appeared in 16 games. He's pitched 14 innings. He's got a 2.45 ERA, only allowed 10 hits. Walks only 5, the lowest of the GK staff that is here in this game, and he's struck out 19. He's a strikeout pitcher, 19 and 14 and 2/3. He can throw hard from the left-hand side. This is Geelong Korea saying this is the highest leverage moment of the game, so we need our highest leverage guy.
Talked earlier about, you know, Geelong Korea long term and what they got to work on. Pretty simple, Eric. Find 4 more of him.
Yeah, he's been excellent all season long. He's faced the Giants before, and he's been lights out versus the Giants. You'll see his number pop up on screen.
Conceded in the 14 innings and 2/3, conceded just 10 hits, just the 4 earned runs. No home runs, no hit by pitches. That walk to strikeout ratio you mentioned, 5-19, is very un-Geelong career-like this season, especially here with those 2 batters that are on because of base on balls. And of course the Quincy Lattimore sacrifice.
Well, Adelaide have got base runners on to lead off an inning in 5 of 8, and they've yet to score them. They've left runners stranded. They've left runners in scoring position in 4 of the innings. They've left 8 on base during the game. It'll be 10 if they can't bring these runners home. Adelaide have had opportunities to win this game. So here we are, Phil. It is Geelong Korea's best in Tai-Hoon Kim versus the captain of the Adelaide Giants, and certainly the best bat of late, Jordan McArdle. He's not going to homer tonight in this win, but he has homered in 5 straight games, RBIs in his last 6. He's piping hot, 8 for his last 19 entering this game with 5 home runs, 2 doubles, and 10 RBIs and a couple walks to boot. Let's see what Jordan McArdle can deliver in this moment. Can he bring his team a North or a Southwest Division title?
Well, it's not. Yeah. He tried right there. It is the 8th. Geelong Korea will get 3. Whatever Adelaide do, Geelong Korea will get 3 more outs to play with in the 9th. But you have a feeling, Eric, this is the ball game right here.
A lot of nervy fans around the ballpark. They know what Perth has done. Kim gets set. That ball in the dirt, and what a block by the catcher, Kim Ki-Yun. That ball slips away. Giants take the lead.
That's right. Geelong Korea have got no room for error right here. They can walk McArdle and load the bases, yes. Infield is in. Anything that comes to them, they're going to be thrown at home, you would think.
McArdle was looking for the big hack there. He swings through it, and the Geelong dugout is super engaged right now, aren't they? And it's a nervous energy in the ballpark.
Yeah. Now, because there's no one on first, Eric, it's not a forced situation, so
Giants have had runners on second and third in the last inning.
They don't have to advance if they don't think it's advantageous.
Infield is very, very in.
Yeah. Big gap between them and the outfield.
And McArdle's going to find it. The captain has come up clutch. The Adelaide Giants have 1 run. They've got 2 runs, and Jordan McArdle delivers again. A captain's moment may have just brought the Adelaide Giants a Southwest title.
Well, we're not there yet, but that was a moment. Mentioned the infield was way in. That meant it didn't have to go for the big fly. You just had to get it over them, and that was a beautifully well-placed hit. Not the most powerful thing that George Amack has hit in the last 2 weeks with 5 home runs in 5 games. That, Eric Bolner, was just as big.
What a moment for Jordan McArdle, who has put this team on his back in the last few games. 5 games in a row with the home run. He's not going to get one tonight, but he has delivered arguably the biggest hit of the Giants season right there.
We are the sole game in action at the moment. Perth and Melbourne, when the Heat stop celebrating, will be back underway. That'll be a nightcap. So the eyes of the Australian Baseball League are right here at West Beach.
Foul back from Mikey Martinez. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Still some work to go in this game. The Giants will have to turn it over to their closing pitcher, which I'm assuming will be Adam McKillican today. Martinez swings and misses. That will end. That will be that's the second out of the inning. Sorry.
Yeah. McArdle is sitting there calmly observing it all at first. I mean, the big thing there was not just the hit, the first run. it's getting the second run out of it as well, I think for me is massive. Just that tiny bit of insurance. Because you never know what can happen in the ninth, especially this weekend.
Jared Carr, he's got a hit tonight. Fouls one away. He's been good hitting to that opposite field the last couple games, Jared Carr. You think back to that cricket shot he had the other night.
That cover drive down the third base line. Strikers, I hear, are looking for a bit of help.
Yeah, call this man Jared Carr.
And again, Eric, the shortstop is very close to second. I know they're awaiting maybe a stolen base attempt, but I'm looking at a big hole between short and third right now.
Carr will knock it foul. Giants nearly scored a run on the first batter of the game, but he was tagged out at the plate. Other big moment in the game, Liam Spence saved 2 runs with a fantastic play at short. And there's a look at Jordan McArdle, who just popped it over the infield. And look at that. That is showing how much it means to Geelong Korea. Just heartbreak on the faces of that dugout.
And whoa, duck.
Wow.
Oh, that could have, I hope that didn't collect anyone. That was hit hard, low enough to be dangerous. Yeah, so McArdle, he'll get the 1 RBI with the hit, but I reckon the second one's going to be the error on the fumble in left. Doesn't matter, it's still 2-0 on the scoreboard.
That ball was 104 miles per hour off the bat.
Hope that didn't collect anyone.
Ball in the dirt, good block again from Kim Ki-yoon. Jordan McArdle wasn't even going to entertain going to second. A McArdle 2 RBI single, the difference in this game right now. A complete pitcher and defensive duel. And understated in this all is the bunt from Quincy Lattimore to move the runners in scoring position. Hard hit ball, but it'll die in the wind. Song Chan-oi looking for it, swirling, and he finally finds it and he brings it in. That'll end the inning, but the damage done. Jordan McArdle drives in 2, and the Giants are just 3 outs away from a home final. Let's see how this will end. You're watching the Australian Baseball League at ondemand.baseball.com.au.
This is how we lay it down. Start with a generous base of fluffy rice.
Yes. Yeah, I got
the juiciest slow-cooked meat, a hit of fresh, flavor-filled salsa, then fine-tune it your way. Sound like the best burrito in town?
Zam right.
Zambrero, feel good mix.
The Good Life is good for more than just bulky biceps, bodacious booties. Good Life is good for catching the bus. No, beating it. It's good for coring, snoring, she who hates snoring. Good for brain muscles, heart muscles, group muscles, ooh-ma-ma muscles. Mumming, grandmumming, maybe touching your toes. Good for social time, selfie time, anytime. Good Life. Good for life.
Welcome everyone, whether you've been watching drama in Auckland, drama in Perth or drama in Sydney. Welcome to West Beach, Dicolour Australia Stadium in Adelaide, where we've had a pitcher's duel that the hometown Adelaide Giants have just broken open, courtesy of, yes, a hit to Jordan McArdle, but let us not forget the sacrifice of Quincy Lattimore that set it up. Here's the deal. The Adelaide Giants are 3 outs away from the Southwest Division title. And with that, hey, saying your Southwest Division title champions is nice, but what really matters is that you're back next week at home in a best-of-3 semi-final series.
McKillican's numbers you just saw on screen, the big one was the number at the bottom, only 2 walks allowed during the season. He's had one really rough outing this season that has ballooned that ERA. It was against Geelong Korea in round number 2.
Yes.
So Adam McKillican, outside of that, has been money. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, a strikeout per inning, and a ground ball pitcher.
For Geelong Korea, we go to the top of their order for the 4th time around. This is Kwon Min, to be followed by Kim Kyu-sun and then Kim Joo-sun. Buckle up.
It'll be a nervy 3 outs for the fans here at Dicolour Australia Stadium on beautiful Ghana land here in Adelaide, South Australia. And the former Cubs prospect for 4 years takes a first pitch strike, and that is dialed up hot on the dial at about 92 miles per hour. 0 for 2 with a walk today. Check swing, and he's quickly behind 0-2. You can hear the crowd trying to lock this in. Pitch a little bit up high. He has the right to throw a ball, but you see he just rears back and tries to dial up a fastball that was around that 93, 94 mark. McKillican's fastball comes in heavy.
4-0 record, 3.71 ERA.
Goes with something off speed and just drops a bit down low, so it evens the count up at 2s. Adam McKillican, an Organizational League All-Star as a relief pitcher after a fantastic stint with the Colorado Rockies this year. He'll head to Rockies spring training after this season. Grounded over towards first. Picked up by Wingrove. 1 out for the Giants.
Crowd and appreciation. Yeah, McKillican was initially with the Texas Rangers, was released. I think it was April. 9 days. He did not know what his future held for him. The Rockies saw a talent, and boy did he deliver for them during the past Australian winter, and he's been delivering for the Giants, and well, this is his big moment. We go to the number 2 hitter, Kim Kyu-sung, who's singled, ground out, and struck out.
And over 200 games in the KBO, he brings a lot of experience. You'll have seen this kind of stuff before. What a job by Luke Wilkins. Perfect 3 innings to get the Giants to this point and maintain zeros on the scoreboard. The job that was started by a great start from Starlin Castillo. Defense has been the calling card of both of the teams all games. Both teams have picked off 2 base runners on the base paths. One at home from Nick Ward, that Geelong Korea gunned down at home, and then Liam Spence made that great defensive play. Both teams' pitching staff excellent.
Yeah, and after some wobbles last week, Adelaide were in the 27th innings of the series, have conceded 1 run.
Swing and a miss. 2 strikes on him, and that one was up in the mid-90s, the fastest fastball to date.
I know we're neutral, Eric, officially, but I'm taking some very deep breaths at the moment. As is the rest of this big crowd here tonight.
You hear the hush. Fouled away, a stay-alive swing from Kim Kyu-sung. And if one of these players can get on, then you might have a very powerful bat in Song Chan-oi come to plate with a runner on.
That's it. I mean, one of our calling colleagues from back in the day, Rob Usher, used to talk about 2 runs, a bloop and a blast. Not sure we're going to see a blast tonight, but can be overcome pretty quickly.
Frigid wind. McKillican gets him to swing. It's 2 outs and a strikeout for McKillican. And this Giants bullpen has been money. The last out is Kim Kyu-sung. That's what stands between the Adelaide Giants and a Southwest Division title.
Yep, and for these Adelaide fans, they have come in their numbers the last 2 home series. They want more. And they're an out away from getting a best of 3 series next week, right here.
Flared foul, 1 strike.
For the Perth fans watching, they're hoping GK can pull something miraculous out. Keep the heat and the chance for the division title.
McKillican ready to deal. Grounded to short. Scooped up by Spence, and it got through him. And the tying run is going to come to the plate.
Why would it be easy?
And well, Spence knows he got maybe ahead of himself.
Yep. And sometimes, Eric, we have disputes about whether it's an error or a hit. I think that one, a no-doubter.
Yeah, pretty clear cut.
Yep. All right.
And that will allow the most dangerous bat.
As you predicted.
Yep.
As you predicted, get someone on, and guess who's at the plate?
Well, there's the bloop.
Yeah, there's the bloop.
They're looking for the blast. Song Chanoi has been brilliant all year. He's been neutralized this weekend. He's still looking for that moment.
2 for 7 coming into tonight, 0 for 3. Although he did, one of those was a kind of sacrifice.
Flared foul. Crowd is locked in. McKillican, the Canadian, dealing to Song, the Korean.
Oh, it's an all-Canadian battery right now.
Swing and a miss on a pitch outside, and Geelong Korea are down to their final strike. The Giants likely needed to win at least 3. They've got 2 this weekend, and 1 more gets them a division crown and a home final. McKillican with the ball in hand and the crowd behind him. 2 strikes on the board. 2 outs on the board. Drop third strike, throw to first, and they are the Giants of the Southwest. A division title and a home final locked in.
Adelaide fans, we will see you here next week for playoff baseball at home.
And there's a lot to celebrate for a Giants team that just bounced back from 3 straight 1-run losses, including a couple walk-offs that they were on the wrong end of. And how about the Giants bullpen tonight? Luke Wilkins perfect through 3. Adam McKillican with the save, but Jordan McCardle delivering the clutch hit when it mattered the most.
And a moment I like, Geelong Korea come out, line up along the third baseline, bow to the crowd. And I like the fact that, yes, there's some Geelong Korea fans in that stand, but the others gave the round because Geelong Korea, as much as they struggled the first 2 games, they really made the Giants earn that victory. Eric, let's just quickly change your hats for a sec. If there's Giants fans watching, how do they get playoff tickets next week?
If you are a member or a VIP ticket holder, you'll be sent a promo code to get your access. Otherwise, you got to wait till 5 p.m. on Monday to get your tickets for that home final.
Alrighty, we need to wrap it up. We're back at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Don't forget, Brisbane, Auckland, well worth watching. If Auckland win, they clinch the Northeast. We'll know our 4 teams. We'll know our playoff games. We'll be back at 1 o'clock on demand.baseball.com.au. Thanks to you all for watching. Hope you've enjoying the final week of the season. Thanks to my co-caller, Eric Bolner. Really special thanks to David Muggleton, who's